Welcome to the Canned Wine Podcast, where we open cans of wine and talk about it. This is Season 3, Episode 40. I can't believe we made it to 40, but here we are. As we bring you the world in a can, which we've been doing all this season, we are hiking up to California. Look up, way up, to taste what Gold Rush country can offer. But first, our wine nerd word of the week, which is, it's part of a two-part series, aftertaste, which is the lingering taste perception in the mouth after wine has been swallowed. And this is coming to you from Ron Jackson, Dr. Ron Jackson. Thank you for putting together a comprehensive list of wine terms, and it's found in his book, Wine Science, Principles, and Practice. The episode I'm listening to, or rather the edition, is the third one. So our can of the week is Color Wines 2023 Sparkling Rosé from the El Dorado region of Fairplay AVC in California. It's 12%, a large 375 milliliter can. So for those of you, 175 milliliter can. So for those of you that are tracking this stuff, that's half a bottle of wine. And the maker is Element 79 Vineyards, which is in El Dorado County, California, Fairplay AVA, which is the highest AVA elevation for California at 2,400 feet above sea level. Now they have 22 acres of Zinfandel in production there, growing it on gravel, decomposed granite, and sand. So that is pretty good terroir to grow Zinfandel grapes. And combine that with the winemaker, Scott Johnson, who has a pretty solid pedigree, straight out of UC Davis, graduated in viticulture and enology, and has traveled the world making great wine in New Zealand as well as California and a few other regions. So Scott's quite accomplished at that. So how do we get a hold of a can of this fantastic or potentially fantastic wine? Well, this is a 2024 International Canned Wine Competition gold medal winner, one of 57 selected that actually made the grade, and there were a number that didn't achieve gold status, but this is one of them. And we have been testing a lot of these, or not testing rather, just opening and talking about it. They've already been pre-tested for us, and the results have been great. So without any further ado, let's take a moment, open this can of wine, and see what all the fuss is about. Very nice color, almost a ruby, good carbonation, very fruity flavors. Just a hint of acidity, very nice. Definitely a well-made wine, and I can see why it was able to achieve gold status at the 2024 International Canned Wine Competition. Now, the owners of the Element 79 Vineyards are Les and Sharon Heinsohn, and they are both North Dakota born, part of the country that I'm very familiar with, having graduated from Minot State a few years back. And they decided after retiring that they would open a winery, and a good thing they did because they're making decent wine. We do a lot of research online, obviously, and Their website was quite good. Beautiful pictures, beautiful place to visit, food, wine, accommodation. Definitely a place you could consider visiting. And what would I pair this with? I'm thinking some light seafood fare, shrimp, crab, salmon. I mean, this would go good with even with a California roll and any sort of light seafood thing. And that really plays well with the Zinfandel's acidity, and I think that would go very well at any rate. Our shout out today goes actually out to North Dakota. We're encouraging and hoping that those brave firefighters who are fighting a wildfire in the Turtle Mountains in the town of Belcourt, it's terribly dry out there. Guys, be careful, and we wish you all the best of luck in getting those fires down. The Turtle Mountains is a fairly heavily forested area for the prairie, and the potential for fire there is quite high. So that's who our shout out goes to. Our head scratcher this week, we'll start off with the last week's answer. Madison Square Park. Good on you, Kenny, for getting that. Always a very keen listener, and came up with Madison Square Park is a location where the first Shake Shack occurred, and it was actually a trailer, not a shack, but just the same, we're glad they did, and that's where we opened our rosé last week. Now, we're going to throw you another softball this week, so if you've been paying attention and making notes perhaps, you'll get this right up. What is the highest AVA, which is a agricultural area, specifically for vines, AVA in California? What is the highest one? So look that up and send us a text message or comment on this video, and we'll be happy to give you a shout out in next week. And for all of our listeners that are still on Spotify, great that you're listening to it on your way home, but we encourage you to join us on YouTube and watch us there, because we're publishing the YouTube stuff a little bit ahead of the Spotify at this point. So in closing, thank you for tuning into the Canned Wine Podcast, where we open cans of wine and talk about it. Remember to enjoy responsibly, and just because it comes in a can doesn't mean you can drink and drive. The Canned Wine Podcast is a center stage production, all rights reserved.